Let's begin a walk through Bridlington town, starting here at Goodwin's and walking past the three brass monkeys there. It's now 9:30 AM on Tuesday the 10th of February. It's pretty cold here at Bridlington, not least because it's raining. Of course the weather forecast before setting off said it wouldn't be raining. It's pretty grim here on the Yorkshire coast, but then for the last month there's been hardly any sun at all. I can't remember when I last saw the sun in February or January, and it seems to have been, well, it has been continuously raining almost across the UK and in Yorkshire. Probably the wettest start to a year that I can remember. So we'll walk up here. Which is the perhaps one of the main pedestrianised areas of Bridlington. So lots of things to do in Bridlington as a tourist. Lobster, watching the lobster fishing boats depart the harbour and return in with a catch. Of course, with it being called the lobster fishing capital of Europe. Now the white fishing industry seems to be finished with changes to fishing regulations many years ago, unfortunately. There are lots of shops, and I think one of the best parts of Bridlington is they've managed to retain an indoor shopping centre where you've got some heat on. It's quite unusual perhaps in these days, because many of the shopping centres that were built up here in Yorkshire and perhaps the rest of the UK in the 1980s became semi-derelict with changes. Here we are outside the Four Seasons fruit shop. Looking at some of the prices, you've got melons there at £2.69, butternut 89, 500 grams, ginger, China one, garlic, sweet pots, local eggs, sweet oranges, 4 for £2.60. I think that's just about the best fruit shop I've seen anywhere, actually, not just in Bridlington. We'll walk along here and we've got the entertainment exchange there. And again, this is one of the, it doesn't look much from here, does it? But you've got Boys here in Bridlington. Now Boys, it's a great big department store selling everything. There's like an ironmonger's on the ground floor. And right at the top there you've got a cafe with the toilets. And again, as I was saying about the shopping centre, like for example, not far from where we live in Wakefield in West Yorkshire, the shopping centre is being actually knocked down and won't be replaced with anything that's undercover. And if you were to travel to Leeds, they had an indoor shopping area, you know, a little cafe and everything in it, called it the Core, and that's gone and knocked down. So walking now towards that indoor shopping centre, we've got Coupland's, the sad demise of Costa Coffee over there. don't know what happened with Costa Coffee. Such a good drink, a good coffee, and a popular one at one time. Perhaps in Bridlington, I don't know, maybe it was the staircase there. You had a very narrow staircase to carry your tray up. Maybe it was just the ergonomics of the layout inside. But certainly a lot of people my age would have difficulty carrying perhaps a full tray of tea and coffee up those stairs. I know I struggled a bit with it. We've got Barker's gifts and souvenirs. Greg's. See, this is all on one floor with the toilets on one floor. You don't have any stairs to climb, and they seem to have expanded from sort of savoury food. So they've got a whole sort of selection there of cakes. British Art Foundation. And as I've mentioned it, let's have a walk through this shopping centre. And as soon as you walk in, you can feel a bit of warmth. And even at this time, it's like 9:35 now. There are shops open here. Shoe Zone, Heron Foods, threading and waxing there, Holland and Barrett. And Sports Direct. Over here, Jerome's bacon roll, Jerome's coffee or pot of tea, $4.95. And here we've got the ice cream. It used to be a treat when you came to Bridlington as a child that you would be able to have access to all these different ice creams, and that's still a thing by the look of it there. As we walk around here, we've got Argos. Now walking out of the far side of the Promenades shopping centre. You can see here a mix of the old and the new. You've got the ever popular bingo here at Bridlington, and an older building. Oh, I'm never into anything like bingo or gambling. Even going right back to when I was 10 years old, I persuaded my great aunts to play bingo, and then again I wouldn't do it with my own pocket money. They funded it, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. Anyway, I won a saw, you know, a tennis saw, and I would never play again after that, which I knew I was in front, and I knew if I ever did play again, I'd be losing. So I'm still in front with that, even though it's more than 60 years later, almost 70 years later actually, incredibly. Well, that was on the South Shore holiday camp, as we used to call it. I think there's still something there. I think I took a film of it actually, but it's nothing like it used to be. Used to have a wide open access to the beach, and now for some reason it seems to be a narrow, tiny little path that's not wide enough for two people to pass. And yet people have got sort of chalets on there. We're walking down here. We've got 3 network, which used to be where we live. It used to be no signal, but now they've sort of partnered with Vodafone in some sort of way, and I think that's improved. We're walking past the new inn here. You can see the harbour in the background, and that's the street we walked up about 10 minutes ago. And we'll walk around now. In this direction. Now that used to be Topham's Ice Cream. I don't know whether it still is. That sort of sign's not lit up there. Still activity going on inside there. I don't know whether it is the ice cream parlour. St Catherine's there. Cocoa Coffee. Seaview Takeaway. JC's Family Diner. And walking around here, we've got one of the excellent fish and chip cafes that are in Bridlington. And no doubt just the thing you need on a really cold morning like this, if you come into Bridlington when it's windy, cold and raining in midwinter. Open from 11:30 AM. And looking around here, we've now almost come full circle from the other video that I took this morning here at Bridlington. So we'll have a quick look at the harbour here with the icy cold wind blowing. It's goodbye from Bridlington today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care now and goodbye for now.